Not any game in the world, not even the greatest game in the world, is more than human life.
At a time when innocent Ukrainians, men, women, and children have been murdered by the Russian army, EPP Group MEPs say the International Olympic Committee's decision not to invite Russia or Belarus, but to allow their players to compete as neutral athletes, is not enough. It still allows the Kremlin to use the games as a propaganda tool.
Many or most of the Russian athletes are members of their army sports club. I know 262 Ukrainian athletes on the very high Olympic level are killed on the front line. It is not possible that at the same time the Russian athletes will compete with others in Paris Olympic Games.
Sports was used as glorification of the Soviet regime, and today exactly the same. Putin and Kremlin regime is using sports as glorification. It's a tool like a hybrid warfare to show this manipulation of the real image of the country.
Dominik Hašek, a former Czech hockey star and Olympic gold medalist, joins with other athletes at this European Parliament roundtable.
I feel a little bit sorry for them, but let me say it's not a punishment for them. It's all about lives. And unfortunately, under today's rules and what's going on in Ukraine, unfortunately, they are advertisement for the Putin imperialist war and for his crime, including genocide of Ukrainian children.
Former footballer Tomasz Frankowski is the EPP Group spokesman on culture and education.
Też jako sportowiec zawodowy zastanawiam się w swojej głowie, jak mogą się czuć ci sportowcy, którzy przygotowują się 4 lata, żeby rozegrać zawody swojego życia. Natomiast nie ma nic ważniejszego niż zdrowie i życie ukraińskich rodzin, którzy w dniu dzisiejszym od ponad roku niestety są mordowani przez wojnę na Ukrainie.
But shouldn't sports be separate from politics? The EPP Group's David Lega, who won 3 gold medals in swimming at the Paralympic Championships, says don't be naive.
The myth that sports is not political has been active ever since Hitler hijacked the Olympic Games in 1936 and created it to be his political propaganda platform instead of the event for peace and sport and achieving your dreams.
In real life, you cannot separate sports and diplomacy, but the principal reason is not political. Peace is a fundamental principle of the Olympic movement. So aggression as a crime against peace, as defined by the international law, has no business being at the Olympic Games.
So how could they compete?
They can do it under the international refugee flag if they denounce the war and Putin's leadership. What we need to do then as political leaders, that we need to support them by granting them political asylum afterwards.
For EPP, it's very important because it's the question of our value and human rights and the freedom what we are fighting. So for us, it's really crucial to prove this clear position for Olympic Games in Paris. It is not possible to see how the Russian and Belarusian athletes compete under a neutral flag while Russian troops kill civilians in Ukraine.